Hello everyone, today we are going to dive into an interesting problem which is mark dot product of two subsequences. And in this problem, we receive as input two arrays, nums1 and nums2, and you're supposed to find out what is the maximum product of two subsequence of that array. So for us to solve this, the first thing we need to be able to understand is what is a subsequence, right? A subsequence is actually a part of the array that is chosen respecting the position of the element of the original array. Let's say you have this array 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3 is a subarray. 1, 3, 5 is a subarray. But 1, 4, 2 is not a subarray because you have changed the position or the order of appearance of the element. So that being said, we are aware of what a subarray is. And then now we are supposed to choose the two subarray from nums1 and nums2 that will lead you to the maximum dot product. The dot product is actually the product of each of the elements at the same index. Let's say I'm taking this one and this one. The dot product is actually 2 times 3 plus minus 2 times minus 6. So this is the result of the dot product. And it appears that this is the maximum. Here our goal is to find out what is the maximum we can have using any two subsequence. We know what a subsequence is, we know what dot product is. Now we should dive into how to solve it. So for us to solve it, before diving into solving it, let me take this example and share with you my thought process. In this example, we have 2, 1, minus 2, and 5. 2, 1, minus 1, 5. And then we have 3, 0, minus 6. 3, 0, minus 6. So basically, I will initiate my array by saying that if we take no element from the first arrays and no element from the second array, we have a dot solution of 0, which is actually obvious. If you have an array consisting of no element, there is actually no element, right? So the sum is 0. And then I will move forward and say, okay, all those elements consisting of one element from the first array and no element from the second array, we actually take basically invalid solution. So I will store here a value that will help me to identify that it is an invalid solution. And then here I will do the same. And after that, I will now loop into valid solutions. And then while looping into a valid solution, I will have a straightforward approach, which is, am I taking the element at this position, or am I excluding the element I, that means the element on the column, or am I excluding the element of the row? By comparing those three scenarios, I'm going to choose the one that result into the maximum value. What does it look like in practice? So here I will say, okay, I can take 2 and 3, that will give me 6, right? Now that I have 6, if I exclude this, what will be my solution? If I exclude this, that means I'm trying to take here the element of this and this, which is actually an invalid solution. So it's not possible to do so. If I now exclude instead this, that means I'm trying to take the solution consisting of this and this, which is also an invalid solution. So basically, the solution I'm going to have here is actually 6. Perfect. Now I'm going to move here. I will say, if I'm taking this and this, what is the value? The value is actually 0, right? Now, if I'm excluding this, that means I'm trying to take the solution of 0 and this, which is an invalid solution. Now, if I'm trying to exclude instead the 0, what solution am I trying to take? I'm trying to take the solution of 2 and then this one, which is 6. And then 6 is actually greater than 0. So basically, I'm not going to use this, but instead I'm going to take 6. Correct? Now let us move here. This and this is actually minus 12. Right? And then that is the first scenario. And then the second scenario is What am I taking? Am I excluding this? If I'm excluding this, that means I'm trying to take the solution consisting of this and this, which is actually invalid solution. If I'm excluding this, I'm trying to take the solution of this and this, which is actually this 6. So this one is not a solution. So I'm going to go with 6. At this position, let me prove that we are right. This let me try to run this, and then the first one I will just take 2, and the second I will take 30 minus 6. So 30, let me update the sample, 30 minus 6, and let us see what it will give. So you can see that we have a solution of 6. That means if you were to end just here, the solution will be 6. So if you are here, the solution here is actually the solution of taking this minus 2 and this 3, which is actually minus 6, right? Minus 6, and then plus the solution of taking the previous element, that means this one and this one, which is actually an invalid solution. So basically the solution here is minus 6. Now, are we beneficial by keeping this or by excluding this? Excluding this, that means we are taking actually this solution. You do agree with me that 6 is actually greater than minus 6, so you're not going to take this one, we are going to take 6. Are we beneficial by keeping this, or instead by ignoring this and taking just this? This is an invalid solution, so it's not, we can't do that, so we leave it. Now let us dive into the next one. Taking this and this and this is actually minus 2 times 0, which is actually 0, plus 6, because this is the previous solution, because we can actually have a value solution consisting of minus 2 and 0, which is a pair, and another solution of 1 and 3. That is why you are summing those elements, which is actually 6. Now, are you beneficial by keeping this 6 or by ignoring this? Ignoring this will actually lead you to taking this solution, which is 6. So you are already 6, so it's okay. Are you beneficial by ignoring this and taking the solution consisting of this, which is C6? So no need, so our result here is 6, because you see. So now let us dive into this one. Minus 2 times minus 6 is actually 12, plus this previous solution, which is 6. 12 plus 6 is actually 18, right? So now the question is, are we beneficial by keeping this 18 or by ignoring this element? Ignoring this element is actually asking you to take this solution, which doesn't make sense, because 6 is actually less than 18. Are we ignoring this? Ignoring this will actually lead you to take this, which is 6. 6 is not actually greater than 18. So at this position, you are going to go with our 18. So let us run and see what it gives if we are having this minus 2 here. So if you were having the minus 2, you will end up with solution of 18. So now let us continue this last element and see how this one will actually affect the array. So basically, if we are here, this time this is actually 15, right? Let me take my pencil. This time let me take another color. This time this is actually 15 plus the previous pair, which is actually an invalid solution, unfortunately. So we end up with 15. Now, are we beneficial by keeping this 15 or by ignoring this element? Ignoring this element will actually give you a 6, which is actually less than 15, so we don't do that. Ignoring this will actually give you an invalid solution, so we don't do that. We're going with the 15. Now we are going to take this. This is actually a solution of this times this, which is 0 plus 6. So this is actually 6. So here, what are we doing? Are we beneficial by ignoring this element? That means taking this solution. Yeah, of course. So we erase this, we take the 15. Or are we beneficial by erasing inside this and take this, which is 6? No, we don't do that. So now we move to this one, which is actually a solution consisting of 5 and minus 5 and minus 6, which is actually minus 30. The minus 30 plus 6 will give you something negative. You don't want to have negative element. So when you have negative element, you better take 0. You don't want to find yourself with negative element because you know that the base case you have is actually 0. But anyway, you have it here, and then here you will say, okay, am I beneficial by ignoring this and just take the element consisting of this? That means this solution. Yes, of course, I have 0, so it doesn't make sense. So I will take the 15. Now, am I beneficial by keeping this 15 or by ignoring this one and taking instead the element of coming from this one? Yes, of course, because 18 is actually greater than 15. So this one is going to be erased, and then you have 18 here. And then if you run now this program with this, you will still have 18. So let us do it. We have so the last element is 5. So you can see that you still have the 18. So basically, this is the thought process of solving this. So now, given this, what would the code look like? So the code is basically this is the implementation. You're starting the matrix, which is this representation, the row and the column. This is our matrix. You initiate all the elements to int min because it's actually the worst possible case. You don't want to take something that is going to break your logic. So you're taking this because you know that you will not have solution that will be less than int min. Once you have it, now you can initialize the first element to 0, 0. That means the solution where you are taking no element. And then now, while looping, you are going to make your solution grow, respecting what we just share as thought process here. So you are going to first make the product of that element, of those indexes, and then once you have them, you are going to say, okay, am I this actual solution plus the previous solution is actually the one you're going to store into this into the current position. And then now, once you have it, you are going to ask yourself, am I beneficial keeping this, or is it optimal for me to erase the element at the colon? If it's optimal for me to erase the element at the colon, so you erase it. So that's what we did here, the same thing we were doing here with our thought process. Or am I beneficial by eliminating the element in the row? So by doing so, you're 100% sure that at the end, this will actually store the maximum possible value of that situation. And then once you have it, now at the end of the day, you have the size 1 and size 2 reflecting the maximum possible solution. So now, given that, I hope you do enjoy it. This was my solution. This was my thought process. See you on the next video tomorrow with new challenge and new program. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. It really helps. Thank you.